So I put off posting the vlog that I made last week. I didn't know if that was something I was ready to commit to or not. And I posted it today, and I decided to record another one today because I had something kind of dear to me I wanted to talk about. And that's the idea of loss. We've all broken off that personal best fish. We've all, like me, recently lost a pet that was personally devastating. Just glad it wasn't one of my kids. And we've all lost probably the most frustrating thing that you can't be sad about, but is absolutely frustrating, is a tying material. If you followed any of the Kayak Flyer podcast, Facebook, or a lot of the podcasts, Kayak Flyer podcast, or watched us online on Monday nights at 8 on facebook.com/loserradio, into the plugs, you know that I've been making a lot of poppers lately. Well, one of the poppers I've been wanting to make, I've been wanting to tie a Magnum zonker strip onto the back of the hook. I have Magnum zonker strips. I have them in chartreuse with black stripes. I have exactly what I want to tie. And it's somewhere in my fly tying room. I'm 98% positive I did not use them all. But I don't know where they're at. Gone through all my bins, gone across my table. I just can't find them. And that frustration, I think, is something that, whether it's fly tying materials or anything else we go through. Now, this probably won't appeal to the majority of fishermen, but a lot of your big river fishermen, when your ocean fishermen, not your bayou fishermen, but your ocean fishermen, are type A personality adrenaline junkies. I had some things professionally occur, and I'm taking a few days off of my own accord, not that I was told to leave or anything. I don't want you to get the wrong opinion. And well, the guy that was going to go with me is in surgery right now. He had a issue, but I'm still thinking about going. There's one river you can only float the upper stage when the entire river gets, well, that kind of sucked. You can only really float the river when it is in flood stage, because the upper part of the river is so dry. And so as the rain comes off the Ozarks Plateau into the valleys, it floods that river. Well, as you can tell, it looks like it's going to rain today. It's supposed to start about an hour and a half ago. It's actually drizzling when I walked out here, just some big drops. It's supposed to rain until Monday morning here. It's raining there now. I've only caught this river in the right stage on the weekend one time. part of the reason for taking off the days I decided to take off was to float it. It's a hard float, but it is a trophy smallmouth area in Missouri, which means they have to be at least 18 inches to keep. Therefore, there are a ton of 12 to 17, 18, even 20 and 22 inch smallmouth. Beautiful, beautiful river. The way it stands now, I think I'm going to go by myself. My tent is way too big. I need to buy a hammock tent. When I decided to do this, there was no way to get it in on time. There's nowhere local I can buy one with a bug net on it without driving 2 hours, which would double the cost in my vehicle for gas. Thinking about taking a couple cans of peaches, a bottle opener, or can opener rather, a couple cans of peaches, maybe some other canned food. Trying it. Because if I don't, I will have lost this opportunity. This opportunity comes around, you have to take it. My wife's not real happy about me doing this by myself. The last blog we talked to, or vlog, we talked about expectations and reality. I have no expectations on this trip other than it being dangerous. It's early May, fish are bedded up. Every time I've gone fishing the last week, they'll chase the bait, but they won't hit it. They'll chase the fly, they won't hit it. They'll chase the spinner, they won't hit it. Only thing that's sitting right now are crappie. Maybe some really hungry bass in a small pond, but that's it. So, I'm not really going to catch fish. I know that sounds really bizarre to go on a 6-hour round trip overnight, 12-mile float, 6 on each day, maybe 8 on the first day, 4 on the second day. I know it sounds odd, but I don't want to lose the opportunity, just like I lost the zonkers somewhere in my fly shop, somewhere in my fly tying area. And it's one of these things where we have to evaluate what experience is like versus lost experience. I could easily go and knock off some fish I've wanted to catch. I've been meaning to go down and catch we call them grinnell, but I think they're called bowfin, and then the gnats are horrible out here, so forgive me. It's kind of one of the reasons why I was looking at my pipe to try and keep them away. I could drive 45 minutes, put my kayak on a lake, catch crappie all day long. And I might do that one of the days. I need to be here Monday night to do the podcast, so I may do that Monday and leave Tuesday and hope the watershed's still flowing. I'll have to check my river app. But we all lose things. Pets, jobs, family members, friends, zonker strips that you knew you had. And when you have an opportunity, as I have, as the fact that once I saw the weather forecast and saw the Jacks was going to be flooded, I knew I had to take that opportunity. I would say I have enough vacation days, but I was out for 4 days with the flu, getting actually tested for the antibodies right now for the COVID-19. So, you know, Mark Usick, the marginal fly fisherman. I told you last episode he was sort of the one who inspired me to do this. Mark was talking about, just buy the damn boat. Like, I'm just going to buy the damn boat and go on the fishing trip that I want to go on. And I've got a life jacket and cell phone and a couple of knockoff video cameras, knockoff GoPro video cameras, and I think that's what I'm going to do. And I want to urge all of you. I want to challenge you, actually. I want to challenge you to comment on this video or email me at kayakflyerpodcast@gmail.com. Tell me about a time when you lost an opportunity, or tell me about a time when you saw an opportunity and against the odds, against the fishing buddy that you didn't have to go, against having to find an outfitter that would drop you off and leave your vehicle at a pullout, against all those things where you overcame. I want to challenge you to let us know. Let us know in the description down here. We'll bring it up on the show, and if you've got a really good story, we may bring you on the show for a little while and talk about it. And it's something I think people need to hear. I think too many people make excuses to not go. Oh, it's going to rain. There's a 20% chance of scattered showers. I've been out in the downpour. I've had to paddle back 4 miles because the lightning down where we were going to get out was so damn bad we couldn't go down. We don't need, we've all got excuses. There's excuses everywhere. I want to talk about those opportunities that were lost and those opportunities that weren't lost. More importantly, the ones that weren't lost, where everything looked like it was going to hell, but you said, I'm going to do it anyway. And I want to hear about those. So if you don't mind, I'd appreciate you. Like, subscribe, comment about that, or whatever else you want to comment about. I'd also appreciate you to subscribe to the Kayak Flyer podcast. The vlog is different than the podcast. The podcast has Adam as my co-host, and we have guests all the time. Recently we've had Mike from the Frugal Fly Rodder. He's got a YouTube channel you can watch. By the time you see this, we'll have already had the Godfather of Glass from the Fiberglass Mafia. We enjoy the show. We don't make any money off the show. We're actually thinking about starting a Patreon, but that's a whole other deal. But anyway, so this is Sean, host of the Kayak Flyer podcast. This is vlog number 2. As I said in vlog number 1, I'm debating on putting an intro and outro. Vlog 1 didn't have an intro and outro, so there was no logo, there was no music. It just starts with this. And I'm kind of thinking that's how I might keep it. It may change. It's all fluid. Everything in life is fluid. Everything in life is water. Everything is the tide coming in, the tide coming out, the rain coming off the hills, the rain bringing the river to a rise and drying out in the summer. I was lucky enough to be raised on the water. A lot of people weren't. Despite being raised on the water, I can't swim worth a shit. My dad's greatest failure, his son not swimming. My dad and my sister can swim like they were born in the water, and they probably were. But anyway, that's the end of this. You can also comment and tell me what other topics you'd like to talk about. I like to think I'm a relatively intelligent guy, so I'd like to address some topics you have. So this is Sean from the Kayak Flyer podcast and Kayak Flyer YouTube channel. You guys stay safe and don't lose those opportunities.